Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Suikoden 5 walkthrough. So I'm starting out here in the castle. This is going to be kind of a weird video. I've already completed the big hole and the dungeon that's down there with Aresh. The thing was, though, I learned a bunch of things that I think is kind of relevant. And I want to make sure that I actually throw that in here at the beginning of the video. First of all, once you go through the ruins with Erda, that is it. And if you do the boss, or if you beat the boss, that's it. And at that point, Erda's kind of side quest ends, and there's no way to get back into that part. We'll be going. So what ends up happening is we go into the big hole. And then right kind of where we recruit Levi, that's where Erda will be at. She will join at that point, and we will continue through the ruins, basically through Jean's, and you have to have Jean, obviously. You have to do, or you'll go through the same area that we took Jean through there with, and at that point, then Erda's portion of the dungeon kind of opens up, and again, you can actually take her in there. And as long as you don't actually beat the final boss, then you can take Erda back out if you want. And the reason why I bring that up is twofold. For one thing, there is a boss that you actually fight, or kind of like a mini boss that you can fight after fighting the boss of the dungeon. I think it's like the Hell Steed or something like that. It drops a really interesting piece of armor. And it's also worth a lot of experience. I think that, it is really, really good. And I did farm that quite a bit. But again, the key, though, also is to remember that once you've beat the boss and you leave, once you've left that dungeon, then there is no way to get back into that third area. So for one thing, you have to, you really want to make sure that you get all of the treasures. But also, if there's anybody that you really, really want to level up really high right now, take them with you. And there's actually one other thing that you can do to kind of assist with that, and that is to bring in your, I forget the name of those things. Is it Blinking Rune piece, I think it is? I'm going to see here if I even have any left. I may have used all of mine. Oops, no, let's go to retrieve. Yeah, it's these. So the Blinking Rune piece, so it says summons members on standby. The problem with this is you can only rotate out one character for each one of these that you use. I think at this point in the game, it was either 4 or 5 of them. I have one left over that I didn't use, but so I would say that if you want to do this, and I think it's worthwhile, especially for a few characters, take as many of those as you've got, and go through the dungeon, and then beat the boss, and then you can save at the save orb there, and that's the key with the Hell Steed as well. And I think I point this out later on in the game as well, or later on in the video. The Hell Steed, the only way to respawn it is to save at the save orb down there. And it's actually super convenient because the orb is right outside the boss's room, and the Hell Steed is only found within the boss's room. So again, like if you want to farm it, and I highly recommend doing that, mostly for the armor, or I'm sorry, mostly for the levels. The armor is questionable whether it's that great. I mean, it is interesting. But yeah, so that's definitely something that I recommend. The other kind of interesting thing here, and I'll just point out some of the characters that I feel like it's worth to kind of do this. One is Gavaya. There's just a lot of characters that unlock their 3rd rune slot at level 55. Gavaya is one of them, and I think that I don't think I gave Gavaya as much credit as I had before. Maybe my opinion on him has gotten even better in this recent playthrough. Gavaya is I think he's amazing actually. His HP total is massive, 561 at level 55. That's kind of nuts. That honestly, though, that's probably the least important thing in my eyes, because I'm probably gonna have a tank kind of running around with me for the rest of the game anyway, with like a wall orb. But look at that attack stat, 479 right now. He does. I actually do have him equipped with a boost orb and a power orb as well, and then a killer on top of that. And he's just kind of a monster. But the other really kind of interesting thing about him is his, he's got one skill that's permanently, I guess equipped on him. If you want to, I don't know, maybe there's a better way to say that, but I think it's called freeze, and he'll just randomly stun enemies. It's fantastic. So usually, or what I've done with him is given him agility, and then he'll have freeze as his second skill there, and he's a monster. So let me actually just bring up some of the other characters here though that are good to level right now. Alhazred is a caster. Generally, I don't really like any of the casters, so he is great though. To be fair. Belkut is not one of the characters that I think that is that great, but I think he does get at least he gets a second rune, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But he's stuck with that, what is it, like I always want to say swallow rune, but I don't think that's it. Falcon rune, I think it is. But yeah, he's actually pretty solid. Bergen, here's another character that's actually pretty good. I think he'll get his third slot at 55. Actually, let me pull this up because now I can't remember off the top of my head who's got these or 3 slots. I think he's one of them though. He also does have the treasure hunt, and he gets a double S, so he's actually really good. If you don't want to use him in combat though, he's still good for the entourage, right? Because of that treasure hunt ability. Let's go. There we go. Rune slots. Let's see. I think Bergen. No, I was wrong. Bergen only has 2 rune slots, and he gets. It's funny. He starts with both of them already open, but yeah, he never gets a third one. Bernadette, on the other hand, here's another character that I actually did level her down there. Again, keep in mind that I've already done my leveling down at the bottom of the dungeon, but she gets her third slot at level 40. Definitely more oriented towards casting, though. You can see her stats here. 420 magic, that's pretty good. Really high magic defense as well. The rest of, I just, honestly, though, because she's a caster, I don't really care that much, but I wanted to at least point that out. Cathari has she's actually got all of her slots unlocked already. I don't really like her that much, but she is crazy fast. So, probably not such a, well, I was going to say not a bad person to throw like a rage rune on or something, but look at her magic stat. It's terrible. So, honestly, I don't really like her. Yeah. So I don't necessarily really recommend, using her. Caius never gets a third rune slot, so I don't think he's worth using. Cornelio is solid because of that, because of his do re mi rune. Another really decent caster. His magic stat though is pretty low if you see there, so not that impressive. But that whatchamacallit, that do re mi rune is kind of nuts. The 4th tier spell is amazing. So. Erish, you will automatically, you'll have to have her if you go down there. Also, I should say that you have the choice here. If you want to take Erish and you want to keep her and actually recruit her, you just need to finish the dungeon and beat the boss. But there's one thing that you can do that's a little bit interesting. If you actually don't want to take her and recruit her, you can go all the way through the dungeon and then just leave. As long as you don't do the boss, you'll be able to go back in there. But and I think that's the case and up until towards the end of the game. But the other kind of interesting thing with her is that if you don't want to take her, and I'm sorry I have to put a spoiler in here, but you can actually recruit Urim Barrows instead. I'm gonna go with Erish. I think that especially for war battles, she's really good. And I mean, I don't think Urim is worth recruiting. So Obviously I've already gone through the dungeon and recruited her, but I at least wanted to throw that in there, right? Because that's kind of one of those kind of interesting details. But and that's also one of the things that I don't like so much. There's a lot of the Suikoden games force you to choose somebody over another when talking about like recruitment, and it only happens once in this single case here. But again, that's my recommendation anyway. I think that Erish is better. As far as actual battles, though, I don't really like her that much. Palegate and Resurrection Rune are permanently affixed to her, so I don't really think that she's that great. Gavaya, though, that's the other person I really recommend leveling right now. Kisara is an option as well. Where is Kisara at here? Here she is. She does get a third rune at level 50, so it's pretty likely that if you take her down there, you'll get her third rune slot opened up fairly early. She's pretty balanced. If you look even at just her level 29 stats here, I don't know if that changes much, but again, pretty fairly balanced at the time, or for the time being. Kyle, another great option to level. I didn't actually take him down there, but and mostly because I used Kyle so much in my last playthrough, I wanted to switch it up a little bit. But Kyle does get his third rune slot at level 55. So again, definitely somebody I think worth taking down there. Lile is another one that gets a third rune slot at 55. Again, and it's probably already obvious. And I think I've said it actually a few times as well throughout the playthrough, but I think that characters that get a third rune slot are far and away better than most of your other options. Lorelei is already stuck in the group for the time being. If you don't want to like level her or something, you could like do the Erish dungeon a little bit later, but I don't recommend doing that. I think that now is really the best. You really want to get, if you're going to get Erish, or if you're going to recruit her, you might as well do it now, so that you can use her for war battles. All right, so anyways, Lorelei gets her third slot at 55 as well. Lun is another character here that gets a third slot, so that's again something maybe to think about. Matthias, I actually did level him down there as well. He's kind of interesting. You can see his attack stat is really, really good. His magic, not so great. His PDEF is pretty good right now. Magic defense is pretty rough. Accuracy, okay. Evasion speed, both okay as well. And obviously tech is pretty decent as well. But he's an interesting character because of his mow down ability. I definitely think that he's worthwhile to use. So again, think about maybe leveling him. He gets his third slot at 55. Maroon here, I hate all of the beavers, so I don't ever do anything with any of them. Maroon does get his third slot at 55, though. And then, I'm sorry. What was I thinking about? Yeah, Maroon. Yeah, I'm sorry. Maroon gets his at 50. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had that a little bit wrong. Miyake's already has hers, and she's in the party with me. Maroon. Where is Maroon? Here he is, Maroon. He gets a third slot at 50 as well. Again, I suppose if you like beavers, you could use them. I can't stand them though, so I don't. Nakula, another character that I actually did level. I brought him down there. He gets a third slot at 55. His stats here, I don't know, his attack actually doesn't really look all that impressive right now, but I actually don't think I've upgraded his weapon. I think his weapon might be literally at 1 right now. All right, who else do we have here? Norma. Where's my girl Norma? Oh, I think I've got her in my entourage already. She's great too. I took her down there. Very happy with her. I'm really impressed with how often she gets multiple or consecutive attacks, I guess I should say. So definitely recommend using her if you want. Erda is probably the next one here. So she is another character that gets a third slot at 55. So really, up to you if you want to go with her. I didn't bring her down there. Yar. Unfortunately, Yar is held back a little bit by his Angry Dragon rune. So, that's permanently fixed. But he does get he gets, two more rune slots for a total of 3. So really kind of up to you on whether or not you want to use him. I definitely think he's pretty interesting though. And then Zweig in my group already. Again, third slot at 55. So definitely recommend those characters. But I think that's going to be it. I'm going to cut this footage into the beginning of my video, and then the rest of it'll be actually going through the big hole. So all right, I will do that right now. I assume she's at the door. Oh boy, someone's in trouble. Or was that an ambulance? I guess, yeah, same answer. Somebody's in trouble. Okay, chugging Dr. Pepper in an effort to get the caffeine in. I'll just start the IV drip now. All right, so there is a killer, is it right? Killer bunny? Is that what these things are called? Yeah, killer bunny. So that was one of them. Obviously didn't get any drops there, but... that's the way it's gonna go. Ooh, yeah, okay. A little surprised there. I mean, the counter orb has a 20% drop rate. It's kind of wild that I haven't seen one in 2 battles, but there, wow, okay. Well, that was pretty lucky. So there's a killer orb for you. And kind of one of the other, great things about this setup here is I've got Jean, kind of cruising around with me. And so, if you need to, or if I need to, I can just equip some of these. Everybody is all filled up here on rune slots, I suppose. I mean, Bergen doesn't count because he's not actually in the active party. But here's Erishin. Tahi, well now, I don't see... I'm sorry, Erish. I don't see you around here very often, Erish. What brings you down here? Comrade Jean, Erish says you have opened the passage. Yes, I forgot something the last time I was here. I couldn't just leave it behind forever now, could I? Teehee. True, Erish knows the right to do so is yours, comrade, and Erish can see you had little choice in the matter. Comrade, eh? Were you comrade questions? Well, this is now an ordeal for Erish. Erish, there's a boy here who could help out. Why don't you ask him? His Highness Prince Frey? Erish sees this one has been chosen by the Dawn Rune. Erish surmises the one associated with the Sun Rune may indeed be required here. I don't know that this choice matters here. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm not seeing this. Yep, not in the list. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna go with, can I be of help in some way? Erish supposes it is so established. Erish extends her most sincere gratitude. Erish accepts your kind offer, one chosen by the Dawn Rune. The time has come for Erish to enter the cave. Erish requests the one chosen by the Dawn Rune accompany her. There we go. Erish has joined. I think I'm going to give Bergen the old heave-ho here. Again, he's really only along for the drop rate increase, and I don't really care at this point about that. Let's take a look at Erish. I think she's got a couple of runes that are, permanently affixed to her. So she's got the Pale Gate, which, again, I don't actually really like this one all that much. Empty World isn't all that impressive. 900 damage to all enemies, but you take some damage. She's got the Resurrection rune, though. That's kind of nice. Oh, that's funny. You can actually use that. I guess I didn't realize that before. Actually, just use this right from, the menu here, and even in the out of the entourage. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, nothing too fancy here. That's the real problem with Erish, though, is this stuff is stuck to her, and so that really is going to cut down on her potential, I would say. Let's take a look at her skills. Okay, so she's got magic, and she's actually a tutor as well. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to use her in battle, so I'll just leave her where she's at. Let's take a look at her gear. Master's robe. Yeah, I mean, pretty junky. So let's get going though. So this should look familiar. This is the same dungeon that we had to bring Jean through. We'll have to go all the way to where Jean had her, like I said, I don't know, got whatever she was getting. Oops, that's not that way. We need to go back this way. The soundtrack here, for whatever reason, reminds me of one of the Alien movies. It's kind of creepy. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe Metroid. Oh, Norma going to town. I've kind of... Norma's kind of been growing on me a little bit. I don't think I used her in the first time around. But the, you know, Potch Finder, she's short range, which, I don't know, maybe isn't so great because she's got such low health. But, I don't know, she's doing fine. I mean, I've got a tank anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That Firefly rune, man, I'll be honest, the first time that I played the game, I don't think I utilized it well enough at all because I really like it. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Magic absorb piece. I guess always, you know, decent if you're planning on using those. I'm really not, but you know, yeah. All right, let me just take a look here at what we've got. Bone bracelet junk. Yeah, now that's ringing a bell. So I think the first time I came through here, I just remember having so many of those like bone bracelets and bone boots or whatever, and having my inventory just completely filled with them. All right, yes, it's definitely open. I suppose I should feel a little responsible for this. That will not be necessary, comrade. One chosen by the Dawn Rune. Erda's ordeal now lies beneath this land. What? Erda requests the one chosen by the Dawn Rune's accompaniment, if just for a short while. Yeah, we already agreed, by the way. So, all right. Where are we starting out here? Okay. I'm operating with a map. This place is gigantic, so you know, highly recommend if you can get a hold of one to definitely do that. Otherwise, just follow along, and I'll get you there with hopefully no backtracking. All right, so the first, you know, I guess path here, we want to go to the west. Oops, Jesus, overshooting these bad. Dark Amulet. Yeah, Dark +1, Holy minus junk. I mean, just junk. Unicorn Zombie. I don't remember these guys. Unicorn Orb. Those are junk. Let me just see here. Yeah, 0.8 times damage column attack. I mean, you know, it's probably obvious from how many or how often I'm just using the auto attack command that, you know, runes like that are just not going to be useful because they don't work with the auto attack command. So, as I said, junk. All right, so the next path here, we want to go west again, and that's going to get us to the Pale Gate piece. More junk. I really, again, don't like those runes. Oh, 1 damage. Oh boy, Jean. Jean in some serious trouble. All right, so we've got another another path split here coming up, and we're gonna go straight south, which is right there. So here is the voice set 5, and now obviously heading east. Also, boy, I should have mentioned this. Yeah, you really want to have an escape scroll, which I do. Because you don't really, I mean, anyway, I don't want to have to, you know, backtrack all the way. So, again, I find it very, very useful to have one. Another unicorn orb. Stone of Magic. We'll add that to the pile. Million Eye. I vaguely remember these guys having something that I thought was interesting. Let me take a look here. Oh, magical piece. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, good, right? If you're trying to make more magical orbs, then you know that's great. But not interested. Anyways, all right. So let's head down. So here in this split, we want to go north, and that brings us to darn it. Wind Spun Ring. So that is part of the Wind Spun armor set. Let me check here. Wind attack +1, evasion +2. That is really lame. You know, I would say only good if you plan on actually making the Wind Spun set. I'll be honest, I think most of the sets in this game are worthless. Aside from the Prosperity set is actually kind of interesting because it, you know, gives you a lot of extra potch. But so obviously here, this split, you'll want to go to the north. That gets us the resurrection piece. And we'll head back down. Here is the Royal Mummy. Same, I believe these guys have the same... oh no, I'm sorry. I am thinking of... I think I was thinking of something else. Let me see something here. We'll have to check these guys too. There's a magic absorb piece again. Yeah, Royal Mummy here. Magic absorb piece 20% of the time, and then a 10% on the bunch. Yeah, actually, I think those are the same drops as the regular mummies, except I think the rates are increased, probably doubled. All right, so this next split here, we'll want to go to the west, and this is the Immortal Medicine. What is that? I don't remember what that item is. Is it even an item, or is it something else? Let's take a look here. Yeah, it seems like Norma really gets a lot of like consecutive attacks. Let's take a look here. Immortal Medicine. Yeah, recover all HP. Okay, well that is good. That's probably another one of those items that's... Actually, that item might be useful in this dungeon. The final boss in this area, or in the dungeon itself, is actually very difficult. So, probably not the worst thing ever. All right. Anyways, heading back south, east, and then we'll go south again. These the ruins are actually a lot less complicated than I thought they were. Although, again, maybe I'm just saying that because I'm looking at a map. But here's another blinking rune. Didn't we just get one of those? Oh, no, I was thinking of something else. Yeah, blinking rune summons members on standby. That's kind of interesting because you can... I mean, it's not the first time I've got one of those, but it actually allows you to summon your members. You know, if you've, I don't know, made a mistake or you don't like how your party is set up. You can, you know, use those. I don't think I've ever commented on those throughout the walkthrough, but I also, you know, haven't. It's one of those deals where, you know, that's one of those things that's kind of nice if you're, especially here, really deep in this dungeon, and I don't know, maybe you want to bring in your trade guy, right? Which that would have been an option for me too, right? But kind of knowing what to expect really reduces the need for things like that. But all right, double-edged orb, bone bracelet. Double-edged orb is at least kind of interesting, but I still don't really like those. That's quite a penalty. Power orbs already have the very like the the reduced physical defense. Now that said, with somebody with the Firefly rune, a lot of those runes that have the detrimental effects like that really get nullified. So you can really stack those up on all your different characters, like I've done here with the power runes, and just not have to really worry about it. So there's a fog robe. I have no idea if this is... Okay, so that's water +1. I mean, that's honestly junk, too. I'm tempted to just give this to Erish because, it's just better than what she's got, but... Just junk. Where are we at here? Yeah, heading back south. All right. South, and our next path, it will be off to the west. Take a little detour that way. Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like Norma might turn into a bit of a monster later. I'm really considering using her more. Wow. All right. All right. So there's the Armis Armor. Well, that's very funny. That's actually really, really good. Physical defense 90 and then attack +5. It's kind of rare to be able to get attack on gear pieces, and if you actually have somebody tanking, this is actually pretty good. The only, corruption shells are amazing, but, definitely oriented more towards casters. So, yeah, this would be, I mean, that Armis Armor, that's pretty slick. If you notice there, though, nobody can equip it because that's heavy armor, and I don't have any heavy armor characters here. All right, so this split here, we want to go to the east. Yeah. Oh, and I took one step, and boom, right into combat. I just realized I think I have all my prosperity gear on Roy, and he is not usable right now, which is very annoying. And there you have it. There's the prosperity hat. Now I don't think that completes the set quite yet, but I could be wrong. Yeah, and I can't be sure because I can't bring Roy in. All right, here's our last doorway. Oh, shoot, and I went too far, honestly, here. I overshot the save point, so I'll have to be careful because we've got a boss battle, and this is actually, honestly, one of the harder boss battles in the game, so yeah, good luck to me. Ooh, okay, is that ghost noises? Is he doing ghost noises right now? Yeah, and honestly, this is this is so funny. Jean really actually isn't gonna be, or it doesn't make sense to have her using the wall ring for this fight. I should have swapped that out as well as the Firefly rune for some actual damage runes because this thing uses like an AOE attack. I think it's every single turn or something. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's always every single turn, but it's often. So anyways, let's actually here, let's use the formation attack first. We'll see how much, hopefully I can put some good damage into him here. I mean, not horrible, but yeah, and also if you notice there, so it uses I mean, whatever this thing is, but it stuns. It looks like Lorelei looks like she's confused or something too. So yeah, not great, but hopefully we'll be able to pull this off. All right, so here is where earlier, very, very earlier, and in multiple times, I brought up the fact that the hero is really good with the yellow, what was it called? The yellow scarf or yellow amulet, something like that. Because it reduces, you know, your SAS effects 50% of the time. Another really good option, and had I thought of it before this, would have been actually to bring the turtle orb with me, and then just throw the turtle orb onto Frey before this battle started. So again, you know, that's maybe a hint that hopefully somebody can make use of, but yeah, this was I was really not set up well for this. This was really bad. Overshooting the save point like that was really bad. All right, well, at least nobody got stunned this time, so that's good. All right, so let's attack. I think we're just gonna go for it here. Yeah, I don't really have. I don't think I have anybody with the ability to heal here, so that's not great. Jean still we're back at full health though, so oh, there we go. I pulled it off. All right, well, so that was really bad. That was that was a really poor job on my strategy there. Oh, look at, I'm capped out on SP on a bunch of characters. Whoops. Well, I didn't notice that. We'll have to fix that little problem. All right, more ghost noises. Ooh, ghost noises. It ends. Do you remember? Erish does not understand. Erish offers profuse thanks for the one chosen by the Dawn Rune's assistance. I'm gonna say I'm just glad I could help. However, the one chosen by the Dawn Rune must not inquire about such matters. Well, I didn't actually ask. There are reasons why all cannot be revealed, one chosen by the Dawn Rune. In lieu of an explanation, then, Erish would like to provide assistance to the one chosen by the Dawn Rune. Erish is unsure of how much assistance can be provided in this vessel, but an effort shall be endeavored nonetheless. Okay, I just realized Erish speaks in third person here, and you know, so she's going to be helping us now, and is a very, very good caster. This reminds me, I recently played Breath of Fire 4, and there is a character named Shin, which very, very similar to Erish, and also speaks in third person. So I don't know, very just kind of reminded me of her. But anyways. We have befriended Erish. Now, let's head back out here and save. Because it's a good idea. Alright. Yeah, good enough. Alright, so, the last thing that we're going to do here, let's take a look. What's my time looking like? Oh, I'm over, but... I'm going to do one last thing here because this is a good opportunity to throw this in here at the end of this video. But in this room, there is a rare encounter here. Here he is, called the Hell Steed. This is the only place that you can fight this guy. And if you want to farm him, you need to do what I've suggested in earlier videos as well, because I think he's considered like a mini. Where if you kill one, you have to save your game, completely reload your game, and then reload your save, and then come back in here. And keep in mind that doesn't work with save states. You can't just take a save state and you know, reload a save state. You actually have to reset the game itself. So I don't think that this guy is going to be a problem. But again, we could kind of do the same thing as I was referring to there earlier with Jean. I could have swapped some runes around. I think this guy uses a lot of fire attacks. So if you've got like a fire sealing rune, that would probably help out. You know, it's honestly probably the only place in the game where I find those to be very useful. But I'm just gonna, you know, man mode this thing and take this guy down. Oh, and of course he's just gonna attack Jean anyway. Oops. Also, hey, I want to see this, or I want to show you this here. I haven't been utilizing these abilities very well. But one thing here that's kind of interesting is like the circle rune here has a really cool ability. So it says defensive circle, prevent enemy attack for 1 turn. Yeah, it puts the enemy off balance. And again, I really haven't been utilizing it in the way I should. Also, I should say, if I'm remembering correctly now, this is a great place to level your characters. A lot of the characters that can get 3 rune slots all get that rune slot at level 55. And so this is I mean, like I said, this is a great place to level. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to farm here off screen. I'll do a little bit of leveling and get some more of this amazing loot. There, the blood scale mail is the really interesting drop here. I think that's a built-in. Let me just see here. Oh no, yeah, built-in HP drain, physical defense 105, all tributes and HP drain. And I got to take this call. So as always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.